Hey guys, it's Casey. Back after a long break. We're gonna start doing the Gatecrash spoilers today. We're gonna start off with the white cards. I have two friends of mine with me. I have David Bruno, and we also have Micah. And they both have YouTube channels. I'm going to link those in the description so you can see their channels. And we're gonna start with Aerial Maneuver. Target creature gets +1/+1, gains flying and first strike for 2 mana. Limited opinions. I actually think this card's decent. It reminds me of the one that gives you first strike and lifelink in Ravnica, Return to Ravnica.
Yeah, so Justice. I do like that. I think the flying is going to be the relevant part, because giving a big fatty +1/+1 flying, especially with the grow mechanic, I can see this being a potential game ender by itself, just for a big fatty.
Yeah, that's what my opinion was too.
Yeah, to be honest, I'll probably end up using this more in the sideboard, kind of like the way I use Swift Justice. Usually I only use Swift Justice against those little aggro decks and stuff where I needed that first strike to kill their little dudes, the life to get back in it.
Correct.
And this feels like it's going to be kind of the same deal.
But
I might run as at a one-of, but more likely I'd rather have a body.
The reason why this one's a little bit better than Swift Justice is it gives it flying. So if you are having that ground clog, you can give your guy a flying to get over him.
Right. Exactly. So in my opinion, it still feels like a sideboard card.
Yeah.
If you need that flying to protect yourself against their flyers, or if you just need to hop over their fatties.
There's also that small thing where you can also trade up on flyers, which is a huge thing when you have just like a 2/2 in play, and they have like a 4/3. You can use this and actually kill their 4/3 with a 2/2.
Yeah, that's true. And that's a little neat little combat trick to have. And we've had each set had one or two of those. Like gives a creature like reach or something, +2/+4 and reach or something. So I mean, each one has that format. But this one giving first strike, and it can be pretty relevant.
Okay, but so far nothing. But of course, nothing else in constructed. Never.
Oh no,
No,
not even close.
not.
No.
Oh, next card is like Angelic Edict, which exiles a target creature or enchantment. And this for limited is actually gonna be a little better than people are gonna give it credit for. They're gonna say, "Oh, it costs 5."
This is Iona's Judgment from, I think it was Rise of the Eldrazi.
It's it's from Wolf.
Iona's Judgment. This is the same thing, but they didn't have Iona in the set, so they just couldn't call it that. It's the same card.
Yeah, I agree, but I think having the enchantment part in there may be a little more relevant. People are gonna give credit for, because once you look at the set, there's a few enchantments you may want to get rid of.
Iona's Judgment also got rid of it. Enchantment. Yeah, did both.
Oh, it did.
Yeah,
oh wow, my mistake. I actually didn't realize that. I never used it for enchantments.
No, but I was like, this is the card. I don't know why you're not agreeing with me.
I actually didn't know.
Oh, no, wow. I like this card a lot. Number one, it only costs 1 white, so it fits into a lot of decks. You can splash it easily. It's a good removal spell. It exiles the creature, get out of here. And it gives you the option for enchantment, all around good for limited. And that's about it, though. Sorcerer Speed is also kind of relevant there.
I wonder why they didn't... Okay, actually why they didn't call it Iona's Judgment, because Iona's not in the set. Makes me confused.
Yeah.
I actually didn't remember Iona's Judgment was for enchantments. I don't ever remember using it once for enchantments.
I just remember seeing it a lot of times and going, it's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, next is the Angelic Skirmisher, which... There we go.
Let's see.
Oh, this is a fantastic bomb. I mean, this is just something that's...
This reminds me of the...
You land this in limited, and it's game, because...
Pretty much game, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're just... First, you're going to give your dude's lifelink, get back in it.
Impact on the board on your combat step. No, even when she's not attacking, she still is impacting your combat.
And,
yes.
And you get to, so you get to slam her main phase 1, then go into combat with all your guys that are already in play, and not immediately get the benefits of her effect arrays. That's just
And also, it works on your opponent's combat, which is even better. It's like...
Yeah, I know. Because, you keep...
Go vigilant on your turn, first strike on their turn.
That's exactly what I was thinking about.
Yeah. So, see, for standard, I don't see her seeing play just for the fact it costs so much. But you never know. You never know. You can't say never about something like this, just because those abilities can be so relevant.
Actually, the ability I would be looking at in standard would be lifelink.
Right.
The lifelink might be very relevant.
Right, because lifelink is already relevant as it is, and giving all your creatures lifelink at the same time can be pretty relevant.
You don't even have to pay like mana for this ability. It's just like it's free. I get free lifelink. Basically, get free like 10 life on this on turn 5, like in Iodine.
Right, but I think the 6 casting cost, I think, is what's going to keep it from being seen in standard, just because I think that there's better 6 drops that could actually win the game. Like we'll see one later down the road.
Oh yeah,
we'll see multiple of high costing game winners. Right.
Yeah.
And we have another reprint, Assault Griffin, 3/2 flyer.
This is basically Snapping Drake, but white, from the original Ravnica.
Well, there actually was originally an Assault Griffin.
I remember that.
Actually, this card. Yeah, so I mean, they just reprinted it.
Generic, fine card.
Yeah, great card, great for limited.
I do like that it's a 3/2, so it loses to the 2/4 reachers.
Right. It's not like.
Are there any 2/4 reachers in this one?
We have that
I don't know.
evolved frog thing.
Oh, that's right.
Well, that'll be bigger than 2/4.
Yeah, we don't have the whole set memorized, so we'll learn down the road as we're going.
Yeah, so if there's any questions, just wait. Just give us a second. We'll probably go over what we're talking about.
Yeah, but next card I'm actually kind of interested about.
This is awesome.
Yeah, he's a 1/4 for 3 with Defender and Extort, but reading Extort didn't realize
you didn't know that?
Whenever you cast.
Yes. Yeah, stacks.
That's dumb. I did not realize how that worked.
That's why I was like, everyone play Extort, it's awesome!
Yeah.
Although keep in mind that you do have to pay 1 for each permanent that you have that has Extort. So.
Yeah, but in late game, if you have like one of these cards, like this Defender or this enchantment coming up, you could just pay extra mana with all this mana you're sitting out here, so each land you draw almost considered, extra point, extra
also,
point.
it helps you when you gain a life too. It's like, Poku for 1, I gain 1. Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, in limited, it's okay. Probably won't see as much play, but still a fine sideboard card. If the deck is built right, you may want to put main board just to use the Extort ability. And then we got this next card, though. It's kind of scary.
Yes.
Yeah, Extort, artifact and creatures your opponent controls enter tapped.
This will see standard play, by the way. This will be slammed as a 4 in the Pillows deck because the Pillows want you to slow down while they set up their little defense, and this does that
This is also
perfectly.
the sideboard card for standard against black-red, aggro, mono-red.
Hell, it's not even a sideboard card. It may be a main board card in the right deck, especially the what's the little not the main deck. I mean side deck in the token deck specifically, because that token deck is just gonna die.
Yeah.
And having the Extort is a way to not punish you for having multiples.
Right.
You know, the effect doesn't really do anything beyond the first, but with that Extort, you can get some value out of it. So it's really
so the next one is Boros Elite.
This guy's actually really good.
Like people, a lot of times, they look down on the 1-drops of the set. It's like, but this reminds me a little bit of, and you're going to say no immediately, and I'm okay with you saying no, but Wild Nicodle in Limited.
Limited? No.
No. This card, let me tell you how good this card is going to be. It's going to be fantastic. Green-white humans, blue-white humans, they're already a thing, and this just fits in them perfectly.
Well,
I mean, just having a 3/3 for 1, it's a human, all these things are relevant.
Yeah, well, here's the funny relevance, like turn 1, Boros Elite, turn 2, Boros Elite, turn 3, smack for 9. Boom! That's just silly, but it's not going to happen all the time. Just the fact to have a 3 power guy swinging turn 3 with multiple guys, like maybe a Strongkirk Nobles, and then turn 3 you're swinging with like a haste guy. So you've got maybe 8, 9, potentially 10 points of power coming out the face on turn 3. It's be relevant.
Nah, it doesn't seem good at all.
No, but the thing is, though, there's so many 1-drops right now that may keep him from seeing as much slide as we expect him to be, because the decks that are going to run him have Absence Pilgrim, they have Champion of the Parish, they've got, in the red-white decks, they've got Rakdos Cackler, they've got Strongkirk Nobles, they've got this other new Goblin coming up, too, they've got so many different guys, but the only deck that has not as many 1-drops is the blue-white deck, but it still has Champion of the Parish. So, I mean, those cards already are good on their own. The only card that may be replaced by him is the Cackler. Cackler may not see as much play, but I still think the Cackler is overall better card just because of the potential it has early game.
I see that.
So he may not see the light right now, but maybe rotation.
Or maybe
definitely
that set there might be.
Right. So we'll see. He just
yeah.
He's a potential card.
Next card, the Court Street Denizen. This, to me, this seems like a build around me card, but it's also not that good.
In limited, I think it's very, very good. It's a way for the white aggressive decks to keep on punching the damage in. You know, being a 2/2 for 3 isn't terrible, and every time you play a white creature, you're getting in for extra damage.
Right. This card for limited is actually very good. Just the ability to tap a creature down for free, just been an ability on a 2/2 bear. So overall, limited great. Constructed, I actually could see potential down the road, not now, but down the road as a way to clear a way for these fast aggressive decks.
Like I actually can see with these cards, I can start seeing a mono white deck, like white weenies again. That might see a comeback with this card.
Potentially, I don't see it right now, but yeah, you never know.
I don't see it in standard.
Yeah, I mean it's possible. It's a stretch. It's an F&M stretch. You know, F&Ms, you can play those funky little decks and see how they work. But
I mean, if you don't think the Boros Elite's going to replace anything, that's a 3/3 for 1.
Right. But
talking about 2/2 for 3, that's...
Yeah, no, I'm not saying right now. I'm talking about down the road.
Perhaps.
Yeah, so like I said, everything has potential. Just
we have to test a lot.
Right. So we got the next one, Daring Skyjack. 3/1 for 2 with Battalion. Whenever it and 2 other creatures attack, it gains flying. That's really good.
Yeah.
First off, it's a 3/1 for 2, so you're beating early, and the fact you can build invasion into it.
Yeah, you can have this in like some sort of blue-white flyers and limited, and he fits that.
Yeah.
Perfectly. It fits it perfectly.
Yes.
This reminds me of a better version of the 3/1 Paladin in Mirror to Besiege, the one with Battle Cry. I think this is a better version of him.
I can agree actually on that one because the other one he did add an extra point when he attacked.
But he didn't have any form of evasion, so any token would jump and kill him.
Correct. Exactly. And what makes him relevant too is he's a human.
Yes.
So being human means he actually could possibly see play just because he's such a big body, and like we said, invasion that could actually be pretty relevant. That gives the human's deck potential reach along the way.
Yep.
So
yay! It's a good card in limited. So far, nothing else in standard or any other format, but possibly.
Yeah. So who knows? Next card, Debtor's Pulpit.
Terrible. It's terrible.
So overcosted.
This is like...
This thing should cost you 2 mana, to be honest. It should be 2 or maybe 3 mana, to put on it. You also have to tap the land, right? So you're paying an extra 1 every turn for this. This affects...
It's going to be
people are not realize.
Better than the Urban Bludgeoning, I think it's called, the green enchantment in the first set.
Or it was bad anyway.
It's gonna be. This is gonna be that card in the set, in my opinion. Like you're gonna see it's like 15th pick, and it's like, all right.
The thing is though, people are gonna take it a little higher than that because they're gonna be like, oh, tap a creature for free, not realizing you're paying 1 every turn to tap a creature for your land, so you're depriving your mana. It just costs 5. That's just ridiculous.
The only way I would suggest taking this for your limited deck is
if you can stall.
If you just really lack removal, you know, if you really lack removal and you have to, then you have to.
Correct.
But
last resort.
It's a last resort card.
Problem is though, being so casted, being that late into the game, we don't know how aggressive the format is. It could be too slow and you'd be just dead too late anyway.
Yeah, it's like, oh cool, I just drew this 5-drop and I'm already dead. That's awesome. I could have done a relevant spell, but I just drew this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh well. Bad card.
Dutiful Thrall. Let's move on. Dutiful Thrall. This is just kind of a generic card. We've seen these all the time. 1/1 regenerators.
I'm not. It's not gonna. I'm not gonna.
It's like the Mana Skeleton.
I'm not gonna play it.
Innistrad.
Yeah.
It's worse than Mana Skeleton. At least Mana Skeleton can attack when he comes out.
Well,
yeah.
they can both attack on the same turn. Okay. But this one you can actually leave a regeneration mana on the turn you attacks. The other one you play them, you couldn't.
This is more of a 15th pick card. 14. All right, let's get to the actual card.
Let's get to the goodness that is the Frontline Medic. This card is absolutely bonkers. The fact that he's a 3/3 for 3, that's perfectly costed. He's a human, and let's get to the good meat and potatoes of this. You get to attack with no provocation.
The only way that
if anything's in your way, who cares? You just keep on turning your dude sideways.
The only way this can turn bad for you is they get lucky and go, oh look, miracle. You just, but either way, you're going to be screwed no matter what.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, I mean,
here's the best part. We haven't even got to the best part yet. The best part is that he sits on the field and says, "You no longer get to cast your Sphinx Revelation, sir."
Or your Bonfire, or your new burn spell that's going to be kind of overplayed too coming up.
To be honest, I'm looking at this as my Sphinx Revelation checker, and I've already considered playing this in pretty much every deck, sideboard, or maybe even main. I mean, it's just...
If I play it, it's main board.
I can see this as being just about every deck that plays white. This is basically either in the main deck or sideboard because it's so good against every good card in the format.
You see, the only white deck that I consider not playing 4 of in a deck is a control deck, because the control deck may not already be able to control those actual Sphinx Revelations and Bonfires anyway.
It's in sideboard.
But at the same time, right, it'll be in the sideboard, which you can convert that control deck into more of a mid-range deck where you can bring in a few guys, a few other bodies, and...
Yeah, instead of having a counterspell in your hand to protect yourself against Sphinx Revelation, why not have a 3/3 body on the field, beating on their face while protecting you? Exactly.
And so it may convert those control decks into a mid-range deck, because as of right now, control decks are still out there, so they're still going to, and even after rotation or with the next set, they're still going to be out there. So he may not be in that particular deck, but just how powerful it is if the meta shifts to where Sphinx Revelation might not be as dominant as it is right now, or as Bonfire, or the Aurelius Fury coming up. If those aren't actually as big as they are, he may not see as much play, but at the same time, just having that insurance, that's what it is. It's an insurance policy.
You can't play your syncopates anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Look, he sits out there. Here's what I want to play him in. Esper control deck with... Exactly. You have him, and then you just play out your 2 little 1/1 birdies, and... there you go.
Not even just that deck. The one deck I'm seeing potential is the Naya deck, where you have all your Absence Pilgrim, Mechanic, Huntmaster, Thread, all these guys with multiple 2-for-1 bodies. Huntmaster with this dude. So, and he protects from Bonfire.
Well, here's another thing he protects with. If you want to swing with your team, you give your entire board indestructible, and then you wrath their side in main phase 2.
Yeah, that's for the bad deck. Because you can just bring Verdict if you want. You
can Bant or an Esper.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because you can't Terminus him. Because Terminus, he still goes away. So the only deck, Esper or Bant. Oh, agree.
Me up also because whenever Return to Ravnica was coming out, Wizards saying that they were talking about trying to get rid of counterspells. And all they did was reprint Syncopate, and we have Dissipate and Cancel. That's basically our entire selection of counterspells for the format.
Yeah, the thing is, they can't ever get rid of counterspells fully because that's just part of Magic. If you get rid of that part of Magic, you might as well get rid of the burn part of Magic.
First. And then they made this creature that is a 3/3 for 3 that also is a counterspell. That doesn't
in an off color
blue. So it's like what?
Yeah, I know.
This makes no sense.
Yeah. Giving a green-white humans deck a counterspell is kind of...
Well, let's not look at it as a counterspell. It's just targeted hate because it can only target.
Right.
You know, so it's basically the anti-Sphinx Revelation card.
Yeah,
Sphinx Revelation is seeing so much play right now. This is the perfect answer to it.
But
there you go.
The funny thing is, though, we're saying Sphinx Revelation is seeing so much play, but if you've been looking at the results of the past couple weeks, Black-Red Aggro, Mono-Red, Green-White Humans, Blue-White Humans, Bant Wars, all these different decks, not a single one of them is running Sphinx Revelation.
So fast, they don't need that card advantage. They just kill you before you get to cast any of that stuff.
Right, so that actual sacrifice the mechanic may not be as relevant.
But that's why this card's so good, because it's 3 feet for 3. It's on the curve. It's also a big body for white. And
yeah, 3/3 for 3.
It also has the added effect that's like, oh cool, I can just trade with all your stuff and not anything bad happen.
Yeah,
it's like all the decks you just mentioned that don't run Sphinx Relation, his battalion is good against those decks.
Yep. By far top 5 in the set.
Alright, next.
Alright. Let's move on to the noobs and the new guys are going to
anyone
like.
that says, I want 4 sets, I will trade you right now. Get out.
Yeah. Okay, so Gideon, Champion of Justice. Now, here, I give it a 9 for the art.
I'm
art
so
looks
angry
awesome.
when they make an awesome art. When I see the art for Planeswalker, I'm like, this looks so awesome, and then like the abilities, I'm like, it's such a letdown.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, so you can +1 it and put a loyalty counter on Gideon, Champion of Justice, for each creature your opponent controls. Okay, so yeah, my opponent has 9 creatures. I get 13 loyalty.
I just died.
Oh, crap. You get to attack me next turn. Okay. Okay.
Alright, so we're going to disagree on this one. Me and Jesse already had a good conversation about this Gideon, and he is going to be good. And let me explain how.
Right.
Okay,
let me explain how.
Let's finish the card first, and then we'll go on.
Oh, man.
Okay, let's finish the card first. Until end of turn, Gideon Justice becomes an indestructible human soldier with a power and toughness equal to the number of loyalty counters on it. He's still a Planeswalker, and prevents all damage. That part I do like.
The only thing relevant
and then the
-15 becomes a 4/4.
-15 exile all your permanents.
No.
Don't even worry about that right now. But I want to hear Micah's argument because I can be on both sides of the fence on this card.
Alright. Lingering Souls is a thing. Gideon is going to be fantastic in these control decks that run these Lingering Souls to protect him. He's going to come into play. You're not going to have 9 creatures on the other side of the field in a control deck. No. They might have 4 or 5. He's going to go up by 4 or 5. And then you're going to protect him, protect his loyalty against their big monsters with your Lingering Soul tokens. And then on your next turn, you're going to go up again. You're going to Wrath. And he's going to be sitting at like 12 loyalty. Guess what? That's a 12/12 indestructible you've got over there.
Correct.
And if you want to keep going up, if you feel like you can sit there and control, if you've got the counter spells to keep them from interacting with your side of the field, go on up to 15 and exile their crap.
So the way I see him actually being good in that scenario is you gotta play him later in the game. So in these kind of decks, control decks, you're gonna be wanting him turn 10, turn 11. That way you can drop him and have counter magic up or another spell to protect you particularly.
Not really. You can kind of set up the board with like I was saying, Lingering Souls. You can get your tokens out. If they don't kill the tokens that turn, then you drop a Gideon, go up on loyalty, protect him with those tokens by chumping, whatever you got to do to keep his loyalty up, and then let him do the work. You get to untap the next turn. You've got your Dissipate mana up. You got your Snapcaster, whatever you need to have.
Yeah.
You go up, you wrath the board, okay, so now they have no creatures, so you're thinking, oh, well, that kind of sucks. Now Gideon doesn't go up. Yes, he does. He still goes up by 1 a turn. You go up, their turn, they play some creatures. Do you counter it? No, you let the creature stick. You got a spot removal in your hand. You got a detention sphere or something like that. On your turn, you go up again. You go up by like 2 or 3 on him. Then you get rid of their creatures again, or maybe you flash back your Lingering Souls, block their creatures for another turn. They play a couple more. He goes up to like 16 now. Then you wrath again, or you use his ability. Where are they now? You're sitting at a Gideon on 1 loyalty. You've exiled everything. The board has been completely reset, and now they have to deal with this. The only card in play is this little Gideon. He's going to go up a couple turns. He's going to be a 3/3, and then he's just going to start turning sideways.
Yeah, I can see how that scenario works and stuff. Problem with a Planeswalker that doesn't protect himself is you have to dedicate other cards in your hand in order to keep him alive. And so if you don't have those particular cards in your hand and you top deck a Gideon, you're basically top decking a dead card. So unless you have a way to protect him, he just sits there and he dies. But if you do have a Detention Sphere, if you do have a Oblivion Ring, if you do have these Lingering Soul tokens, it's fine. It's a fine card. Problem is, now we were talking about Lingering Souls, they already have a hate card for Lingering Souls, so you just hope you don't play against the opponent with black. Because Lingering Souls aren't going to survive. So that scenario may not be relevant unless you have an Intangible Virtue out first. And that card's just going to nullify the Intangible Virtue.
Sure.
Just having no way to protect himself as him coming in play unless you have some other card in hand or on play just doesn't make me think he has the benefit of actually playing him. Maybe a one of at most, but at the same time.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're not going to play. You're not going to stick 4 of these in a deck. That's just terrible. You don't want to commit your entire deck to making him first.
And just sighing and have to mulligan because you have 2 dead cards in your hand.
Yes.
The problem of having 1 in the deck, though, that 1 slot may be dedicated to something else that's better for the deck. I mean, he's great and fine and all, like the way what he does. If he works, he works. I mean, if you get beat face for 9, but it's 9/9 indestructible, it's kind of hard to say that that's not good. But at the same time, that 1 spot could be saved for another counter spell or another removal spell or even another creature to have dedicated to the deck anyway.
But let's not forget, Gideon does something other than protect himself, and that's the first Gideon, and that's this one too. He protects you. When you slam a Gideon and you go up by several loyalty,
yeah, they have to take care of him.
They have to attack him, and that's what he does is he protects him. He protects you by forcing your opponent to attack him.
Yeah, I'm up now, 4 and gain like 8 life.
Yeah, exactly. If you can prevent him from dying, if the board situation is such that you can play him and go up enough loyalty to where he's not going to die in that turn, then you kind of get into the situation with a control deck that you can have him going up and protecting you, and then now you're using your other cards the way a control deck normally would anyway, with your Wraths or your Lingering Soul tokens or whatever the case may be, and he's just going to protect you for so many turns, just like the original Gideon did. And obviously he still turns into a party that turns sideways.
So, Gideon has his offs and on points, but we'll see how he goes. We'll give it a couple weeks. We're going to have a Pro Tour coming up in a couple weeks, so we'll see if he's going to try to push this card.
Right. Yeah, I think we talked about this card enough. We should probably move on and share some love for the other ones.
Oh yeah. Guardian the Gateless. We got 3/3 flyer for 5 with flying. It can block any number of creatures.
And also,
it's really nice. When it blocks,
like,
it gets +1/+1.
Not just each other creature, it's each creature. So it's automatically a 4/4 when it blocks.
This card can be by far a top 3 pick in limited. By far one of the better creatures.
This is like a first pick. Like I'm taking this card unless I have a rare bomb. This
poses all those 1/1 worlds.
Basically, this is like
I'm
playing this blue-white control. Like you're not going to play with blue-white control, but you play this against the Lingering Souls deck. You play this card, they can't attack you anymore. They literally lose all their stuff when they attack.
Constructed it won't see play, but for limited, by far amazing.
Yeah, it's quite
by far amazing. One of the best uncommons.
I like the lightsaber she has. She has a lightsaber.
Yeah.
It's like I'm happy.
That's not a lightsaber. That's a sword.
I mean, just
it's a sword. Get it right, sir.
Okay,
Alright, moving on. Gilscorn Ward. Enchant creature has protection from multicolor. Don't care about this card.
I think it's terrible.
Wasn't there a card in Alara that had a creature that protected from multicolored stuff?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It still didn't do anything much.
There's a card we're getting to pretty soon that's just a way better version of this.
Yeah, I know.
Hold the gates.
Alright, pass this guy. Creatures get +0/+1 for each gate you control and have vigilance.
Fantastic, and if you look at Hold the Gates with the Guardian of the Gateless...
Ta-da!
Yeah?
Pretty dang good.
Now, this will get better when we have one of each in the set. That makes him better because you have 2 sets of gates you can actually grab too, by the way.
Well, the +1 toughness for each gate you control,
Vigilance.
Giving all your guys vigilance...
I looked at this card, the first time I saw it, I thought it was an instant. Or a sorcery.
Yeah. Thing is, though, you have to have a gate in order to get the vigilance, but +0/+1 is a little more relevant than you think, because if you have 3 gates...
you do not have to have a gate.
+0/+1 for each gate you control, and they always have vigilance no matter what. Yeah.
Okay, I read it wrong then. But the +0/+1 for each gate is still pretty relevant, because it gets out of those burn spells.
So it's an enchantment that is relevant, that gets bonuses with lands.
Let's get to the actual enchantment that actually might see play, the Holy Mantle.
This will not might see play. This definitely will see play.
+2/+2 protection from creatures.
From M12 it was, Spirit Mental? Yes.
There was one...
Yeah, exactly.
There was one from... Yeah, Spirit Mental, but there was also one from Judgment that was...
Okay, you're getting out of my range of sir.
Well, let me tell you where this one's going to be nuts. If you draft or if you go into the sealed event and you try to get yourself a little Esper deck going.
Oh God.
With the Demir Cipher abilities,
Yeah.
putting them on a fat creature, you've got so many options. You've got a couple of unblockable guys. You've got now Holy Mantle that you can throw on anything, and now your Cipher abilities are just going to go freaking wild.
I don't care about
The only
things
thing that
anymore.
makes me sad is it costs 4, so if they do have a response, you need to play this before they play that removal spell.
Here's
That
the
removal
thing.
spell just blows you out.
Protection from creatures is a huge relevant thing.
Yeah, there's a ton of upside, but there's also a ton of downside. And you have to
well, actually, it's really good. And I'm going to go back one card to hold the gates. Now you have a +2/+2 vigilant protection from creatures. Means you're unblockable, and they ain't touching you.
Of course, I agree.
Well, let's go back another card. Hang on, let's go to Guardian of the Gate list. Let's get real nutty with it and put the Holy Mantle on the Guardian of the Gate list.
We're just going like mono white beat down with this card. we have one creature in the deck and it's Guardian, and we have all these enchantments on it. We're playing.
Yeah.
We're playing.
All right,
we're playing Bant Wars now.
9 obligation. Yeah, 9 obligation. 2/4 vigilant with extort for 4. Fun card, great card.
Very good, very good.
Play, probably not. Maybe, but probably not.
No. 2/4 Vigilance is going to be very good. We've already seen that Vigilance is going to be good in this set.
Yeah, but Hostile Patrol has Flash, which makes it a little good.
This one has...
Sure, but this has Extort.
This one gives your white
That's
decks reach. White-red, this gives your Boros deck option to pay 1 more extra white and then get damage through.
That's what I love about Extort the most, is that if you get into that stall game, you know what, I'm just going to keep sucking life out of you by casting my spells.
You play a single spell and all of a sudden you just turn them all sideways and they're just dead. Because...
Yeah.
Alright, Night Watch. Cost 5. Put 2 knights into play with Vigilance. 2/2. I like it.
It's not as good as Nightly Valor,
I
said almost as good.
I'll tell you what's good about this, though. It gives you 2 guys, and 2 guys is exactly the number you need for your third guy to give you Battalion.
Oh, fair enough. Nice. Yeah. And they have Vigilance, so they don't tap. Nice.
Right. And the Frontline Magic. And basically you're just in your set.
Luminate Primordial. Cost 7, 4/7 Vigilance. It comes out.
It's a Sword of
Fantastic.
On a creature.
It's Swords Plowshare on a creature. Out of the Primordials, there's maybe 3 that are playable and limited. 7 mana is a high cost, and the format might be too fast for it. But when you consider that you get a 4/7 Vigilant Body and you Swords to Plowshare one of their dudes, really good.
Yeah, I wish they were better for Standard, but I think them making it cost 7 was good because we learned our lessons from the Titans.
Don't mention that on my recording here. Don't mention Titans.
Well, the Primordials here were designed obviously for EDH.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But if they had a good enough mechanic for Standard or for any other format, they could see play. But I don't see any of them being played anytime soon.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
The green one might
ramps you up, and also gets rid of a non-creature permanent. It was that's right. It was on. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Murder Investigation. I like this card. When a creature dies, you get an X11 soldier tokens.
I don't like this card.
It's equal to its power.
I don't like it because
I love this card.
It requires a creature to die. You're basically...
Okay.
I'll tell you a circumstance where I like this card. In the black, there is a card that allows you to sacrifice creature to do some very nasty stuff, and we'll get to that later.
That's exactly what I was. Okay, cool. We're on the same wavelength.
That's what I'm looking at. And Orzhov is one of the guilds in this set, so having a black-white deck could happen. And that's where that's going to shine. When you have stack effects that give you some nasty abilities, and you have this card to go with it, now you're sacking your creature, you're getting that nasty effect, and you're getting a lot more ammo for that sack effect.
Not even just in the Orzhov deck, in the Simic with white, the Bant version of the limited deck. Putting it on one of the evolved guys that keeps growing over a period of time, when they have to take care of it as a 4/5 or a 5/6 and they have to kill it, you get a bonus from it dying. So you'll get 4 or 5 1/1s they have to deal with now.
Actually, you get even worse than that. Is that if you've got something like the 0/1 evolve for 1,
Yes.
and all these 1/1s come into play,
Boom,
won't
boom,
it trigger for every
Yeah.
single one of them?
You
Correct.
don't get a 1/1 counter for each individual one. Each one checks the power and toughness, so it only gets one counter on it. If that happens, it's the if then clause.
Okay.
Because it has to check if the power is greater than, like, if it has a power 1.
Oh, that's right. It does have that
Yeah,
check. I haven't read the mechanic of
that's why I
all
made sure
fully.
about
Yeah,
that.
right. Oh yeah, it's like Goif. It's a state-based check. They always check to see if it's for each trigger. Okay, I agree. But still, no, Murder Investigation is still a fine card. So we'll see how it goes. NAF Squad Commandos, 3/5 for 5. When at least 2 creatures attack, it's +1/+1 on taps.
Becomes a
Meh.
4/6. It's
Yeah, it's pretty basic.
It's basic.
one of
Yeah,
those,
it's okay. It's nothing major.
It's like one of those like 7th or 8th pick cards. You're like, sure, I'll take it. It might go good.
Now the next card, Righteous Charge, I think it's a little good.
Overrun.
Yeah, but this is a reprint. We've had this card before, so it's good, and it was impact. It was a common, if I remember right, last time
I don't
too.
think it was a. Yeah, it was actually. Yeah, you're right.
It was a common. The thing is, though, they only played it as a 1 or 2 of anyway, so it depends on how aggressive the format is. But the way we look at it, the white looks pretty aggressive, so I still think it's gonna be a fun card.
Shielded Passage.
Shielded. Dale. Nah, don't care.
Anti-bolt, but that's what. Yeah.
Smite.
Reprint from.
Hey, Smite, great card. We've had it 3 times. It was from Ra's al Eldrazi. It was also in Tempest of Stronghold before that. It was a great card.
Just
fine.
His shoes are smoking.
Syndicate of Tights. 2/2 for 2 Hate Bear. Fine card.
Like bears are good.
Fine card. Bears are good. This Herbalist Protector costs 6 as a 1/1. When enters battlefield, put full 4
Just
white
makes you
angel
wanna
of
go
flying to the battlefield.
Sack it and then bring it back. Sack it, bring it back. Yeah, it's good.
This card's really good. Costs 6 for 5 power. It gives you 2 guys. It gives you an angel of flying.
The card from Abyssin Restored, the one that gives you a 1/1, but it's better.
Yeah.
It's better. It gives you a 4/4, not a 3/3.
Yeah. Yeah, but the only problem, it costs 6. So it costs 6 for a 1/1, but at the same time gain 2 bodies. I still think it's a fine card. It's not like entirely a first pick, but it's still a fine card.
Yeah, getting a 4th pick one of these. That's fine.
Yeah, and in the right deck, it's fine. And
Zerachi,
last card, white card,
Tiger?
we have Zerachi. Tiger. It's a cat. Gain 2 life. Woohoo! That actually may be
it's a
pretty
decent body. And also,
yeah,
I
it's
think
okay.
It's gonna shine the most because okay, cool. I'm not losing the race anymore. End of your turn, I'm not attacking. Board stall, gain 2 life. Gain 2 life. Now I have enough life cushion to attack you all out and be fine. Okay.
Yeah. So that was a set review for white.
Get the blue cards next, and thanks for watching.